My day normally starts at 4:30 a.m. and I would have a cup of tea around 5:30 a.m. It is because of this cup of tea that I usually end up fasting for 24 hours. If only I had the self-discipline to skip this cup of tea at 5:30 a.m., I would be able to count the time that I spent sleeping as part of my fast like everybody else. I tried to do something different for this particular fast that I'm showing you today, and I'll get to that in just a second. But first, I just have a few things I need to talk to you about. Intermittent fasting is very difficult for me, but at the same time, I don't hate intermittent fasting. It's something I still do. However, fasting is not for everybody. When I was actively trying to lose weight, fasting was not even an option for me because I was breastfeeding. What really helped me with my weight loss was not overdoing it with foods that were not good for me, and also being very consistent with my workout routine. I worked out. The reason I bring that up is to tell you to go on my website, KobokoFitness.com, start a free trial if you haven't done so already, so that you can have a program that supports you in your goal if your goal is weight loss. I have amazing workouts, and my 21-day belly fat focus program has been so good to so many people. Here's what I tried to do differently this time around. I drank my normal 20 ounces of water in the morning after brushing my teeth, and then I boiled some water and added some liquid vitamin C to the water. The idea was to get that same feeling I get from green tea, but without breaking my fast from the night before. So I just kind of cozied up in the corner and drank this, and it really helped me to feel good. I didn't finish it because it wasn't the same as drinking my green tea with honey, but it worked for now. I'll show you my electrolyte water recipe shortly. Once I was done drinking my vitamin C water this morning, I got some work done till around 7:30. 7:30 is very significant in my fasting process because this is when all of my struggles begin. 7:30 is the time I would normally prepare breakfast and have breakfast with my family.
No, not like that. Dora. Dora.
What's Dora's friend's name?
Boots.
Boots?
Yes.
I thought it was Diego. And it's very hard for me to not just graze and snack and eat everything as I'm preparing breakfast. So I really have to restrain myself when I'm making food in the morning. I also have to work 10 times harder to not be hangry. Hangry means hungry, and angry because you're hungry. And what I have found is that drinking electrolyte water around 7:30 in the morning has really helped me to be calm, balanced, patient, and also helps me to not snack. I definitely encourage you to do your own research. My electrolyte water recipe is very simple. My recipe is typically 16 ounces of water. I use the same blue bottle every time. I've kind of formed like a mental connection to this bottle as my fasting bottle. I put 16 ounces of clean distilled water in it. I put 1/8 of a teaspoon of Himalayan pink salt. Himalayan pink salt is the salt that most people doing intermittent fasting choose because it has some trace minerals in it. I don't know if it's enough to really make that much of a difference, but we all do it. Then I'll add in 1/4 teaspoon of no salt. This is potassium chloride. And then I add 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Keep in mind that baking soda actually has sodium in it. So if you're somebody that suffers from high blood pressure, I wouldn't even recommend fasting at all unless you have a doctor's permission and supervision. Don't go drink this water all willy-nilly. Talk to your doctor first. I just sip on this water all day long throughout the day. And what I found is when I'm drinking this electrolyte water, it completely just does away with that feeling of fatigue. It prevents headaches because that's something that can happen for me personally when I don't eat. The other thing that the electrolyte water does for me is that it prevents hunger. I don't feel the energy and the good feeling that I normally feel after I have a good meal, but at the same time, I don't feel like I'm in the doldrums. I don't feel like I'm dying. It puts me in a very level state, which I appreciate during the time that I'm fasting. So I don't fast without my electrolyte water. Super quick check-in. It is now 10 a.m. I've been fasting for a total of 14 hours so far, and I have good news and bad news. The good news is I'm still on my fast. I haven't had to waste 15 minutes watching YouTube videos, recovering from eating my food. But the bad news is, you guys, I'm kind of over this fast. I'm kind of ready to be done already. Something I really wanted to mention in this video is that I am not strict at all with my eating windows. I am a rebellious person. If you tell me I cannot eat after 9 o'clock, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna eat after 9 o'clock. I'm working on it, okay? I'm working on it. I'm not proud of it. I'm just letting you know. So I know this about myself. And because of that, I don't give myself strict eating windows. I know how many hours total I want to fast, and even that is negotiable. I can tell myself in the morning that I'm fasting 18 hours, but as I get into my fast, I realize, oh, actually, I can do 20 hours today, or actually, I can only do 14 today. So I'm very intuitive with my fasting. I just go with the flow. I'm just showing how I fast so that if you resonate with anything I'm saying, you can have that confirmation that there's somebody else out there that's doing things the way it makes sense to you as well. I should mention as well that I don't fast every day. If I'm fasting, I would typically fast 1 day a week, and that day is typically a Monday. So today is a Monday. I generally have my highest levels of motivation on Monday. I'm very busy on Monday, so it's very easy to distract myself from food and to just focus on getting my work done, focus on going outside and getting some exercise, focus on my family, just focus on anything else other than food. By the time I get to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, there is no fasting happening. I'll check back in with you in a couple of hours. It has been a couple of hours since I last checked in with you. I have now been fasting for 16 hours. I think that's good for me for today. I'm gonna break my fast and I am so excited for my meal. It's gonna be lit. As far as how I feel the same way I feel when I fast. I don't feel hungry and I don't feel terrible, but I also don't feel great. I don't feel bubbly and excited and just like I'm having a great day. I don't feel like that. I just feel mellow. I feel calm. But the one drawback I will say is that my brain does not work the same when I'm fasting. I feel a lot slower when I'm fasting. I'm just not as sharp and on my A game with my thoughts when I'm fasting, and I don't like that. So that's one drawback, but the time saving is a huge plus. And also I don't feel sluggish. I don't get the itis. I don't get a food baby when I'm fasting. So there are some pluses, there are some minuses. I'm going to show you how much water I have left because I did not drink all of this. I wonder how many ounces I actually drank because I've never measured that before. I know I always start with 16 ounces. If it were a 24-hour fast, I will drink probably the whole thing. But since this is just a 16-hour fast, I'm curious to see how much water I actually consumed and how much of this is left. I will not be drinking any more of this electrolyte water the rest of the day because I'm gonna go eat now, and so I don't need it. I'm going to talk more about certain mistakes that I've made in the past with intermittent fasting and mistakes that are very common with intermittent fasting. That video is going to be really awesome and really helpful. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and I will see you in my next video.